Mr. Smith introduced me to biology and gave me a passion for it. He inspired my curiosity, and for that I am forever grateful. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Good evening, honor students, parents, friends, and colleagues. It is an honor and my pleasure to be here tonight to introduce you to Graham Lockham. I have known Graham for 3 years as an outstanding student here at Sanborn. I first met him in my honors biology class when he was a sophomore, and most recently as a student in my advanced placement biology class. I have found him to be articulate, responsible, and mature beyond his years. In his classes, he is academically focused and consistently performs at the very top. He is goal-oriented, motivated, open-minded, creative, and enjoys computer science. When I get stuck on a program, it is Graham to the rescue. He knows computers. I also think he likes biology. Computers and biology sounds like a career path to me. Graham has done well academically, being consistently on the honor roll with distinction and high honors while here at Sanborn. He takes as many advanced placement classes as possible because he says they are very interesting and challenging to me. He really enjoys learning. In his spare time, he is an accomplished violinist who continues to take lessons and practice. Recently, he did have a problem though. Gee, what college should I choose? Brandeis, Worcester Polytech, Rensselaer Polytech, Northeastern, and I forget the other three. But being sensible, he chose Northeastern because they gave him the best scholarship deal. So, there you have it. Thank you and have a lovely evening.
Mr. Gray has positively impacted my life in the classroom and on the court in many ways. Mr. Gray has taught me how to be a great leader, how to push myself to do better, and how to work hard for what I want. He's one of the most hardworking and dedicated people I've ever met, and I do not know where I would be without him as a player and as a student.
It's a real honor to talk about Rachel Barker today. I'd first like to congratulate all of the senior honors students that are in this room right now. This is one of the great events that Sanborn holds that kind of shows off some of the greatest students that come out of our school. Rachel is a good person to be in that bunch. She has done a lot while she was here. She's really made a mark on her community. I've known her since middle school, coaching her in the summer league. She is a person that constantly puts high expectations on herself and continually strives to meet those expectations. I got to know her character the most when she was captain on my girls' junior varsity basketball team. It was actually the first winning season I had as a coach here at Sanborn. We finished a strong 11-7. We finished 9-4 after going 2-4 to finish it. So Rachel was an important part of that as a captain. She also probably gave me one of my favorite plays of all time. When coaching basketball, it was a tough game we were playing against Hillsborough Deering. It was a low-scoring game. I think the score was 20-20 with a minute left to go. And Rachel not only made the basket to go ahead where she caught the ball on the baseline and switched the shot that she stayed after practice over and over again practicing, but she got right back in the play on our press and stole the ball and scored another layup. We won the game 24-20 after a hard-fought battle, and that was because of her 2 plays at the end of the game. So it's just one of those things that I think encapsulates what Rachel Barker is the fact that she continually works hard to improve herself. She turns her weaknesses into her strengths, and she now has an opportunity to go out and make a mark on the world like she did on Sanborn. So congratulations, Rachel. Thank you for asking me to speak for you, and good luck.
I've had Mr. Jacobs for physical science, chemistry, and AP chemistry. He has helped me decide what career in science I want to pursue and has been persistent in helping me learn the skills that I need to be successful.
Paige Bezalier describes herself as being shy and quiet when she first came to Sanborn as a freshman. Having had Paige in honors physical science that year, I would agree with that statement. She was quiet, but I think she was more just processing everything, listening, and taking it all in. And thinking very deeply about her studies and her community around her. That year, she wrote an honors research paper on the differences between systemic versus drug-induced lupus. That paper was very well researched, included highly technical detail, and was filled with a sense of enthusiasm for science discovery. Paige had learned that there is so much to learn about a disease and different types of diseases, but that through science research, discoveries can be made that lead to therapies and treatments that really work. As her teacher, it was really fun for me to see her really get that passion for discovery. Yes, Paige was quiet then, but we all know now that has changed. Paige's skill as a scientist stems from her ability for analytical thinking. Her ability to think analytically has helped her develop into a truly excellent communicator, as well as a scientist. She has become outspoken yet amazingly articulate and diplomatic in that way she provides true leadership for the people around her. We can always count on Paige to give insightful and articulate feedback to her teachers, her coaches, and her peers. Paige continues to be one of the most genuine and sincere young adults that I know. She demonstrates integrity and honesty both in her academic pursuits, on her sports teams, and in her professional relationships. She has a commitment to excellence in all that she does. She sets realistic goals, works at them with persistence, and achieves them. I firmly believe that Paige will be a future leader in science and research. I can see her digging into the very difficult problems of understanding the causes of disease and using creativity in developing therapies to improve the quality of life for those affected by disease. Paige, on behalf of the science teachers and my other colleagues at Sanborn, I can say that we are very proud of you and are looking forward to hearing of your many successes in the future. It has been a privilege and an honor to have you as my student.
Mr. Delucci has had a positive impact on my high school career because he has watched me grow into the person that I am today and helped me realize what I want to do with my future. Thanks to his modern media class, I now know that I want to work in the television industry and work with production, whether I'm working behind the scenes or in front of the camera. I know that I can always go to him with questions, and I'm very thankful that I had him as a teacher in my high school career.
So I've been working on my Sophie storyboard here, trying to write down all the nice things I want to say about Sophie. Put them on these sticky notes, by the way, Soph, because you know I roll old school that way. But I've got a problem. I don't know where to start. And if you're going to write a speech about a broadcast journalism major, the last thing you want to do is bury your lead. So I'm wondering, do I start off with selfless Sophie? Key club officer, student council vice president, a person who always puts the needs of others above herself? That'd be a good start. Maybe I could go with sporty Sophie, 3-year varsity soccer player, track athlete, softball player. That'd work. I could go with the obvious, super smart Sophie, honors student, one of those rare kids that I get in social studies as a freshman who understands why we study the globe in global studies. She sees that things that people do locally have an impact globally. It's always nice. Maybe studio Sophie. Of all the students at Sanborn, you've probably had the greatest influence on modern media, turning it from a freshman elective where we used a couple of flip cams and a green piece of fabric hanging on a wall into Modern Media 1, Modern Media 2, now Modern Media 3. We're on YouTube, we're on local cable channels. Your videos are being used across the country at different conferences. The stuff you did with the concussion video, the help you had with the texting while driving video, the fact that you were one of the first co-anchors in Modern Media's news segments, awesome. I think I'm probably going to go with this one, sad as it might be, sorely missed Sophie, which is what you're going to be in a couple of weeks. Gonna miss you around here. It's students like you that remind me why I got into this business in the first place. You're inquisitive, you're gracious, you're super funny in a really dry way. Just having you around school is a reminder of everything that's good about Sanborn. The only thing that makes me somewhat less sad about this is that there's going to be another Sophie in the fall, and that's going to be Suffolk Sophie, and a broadcast journalism major. And I'm quite sure that Suffolk's campus is going to benefit the same way that Sanborn's did over the years, that you're going to make a difference there like you made here. I want to thank you, Sophie, for letting me say a few words about you. I want to thank you for being the Sophie that you are, for always getting stuff done, for always taking the needs of others first. You're going to be missed around here, like I keep saying. I wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to the day when I can sit in front of my big screen TV and watch you deliver the news at 11. Go out there and do good stuff, Sophie. Thanks.
Miss Wheeler has always been someone I could go to when I needed help. She always kept me engaged in class and also opened me up to community service in Key Club, where she has been the advisor for 3 years I've been a part of the club.
In his documentary Baseball, Ken Burns talks about the nature of America's pastime. The work you're... Much louder?
You don't have to go super loud, but just louder than you were.
In his documentary Baseball, Ken Burns talks about the nature of America's pastime. The work you're proudest of, the relationships that mean the most, have benefited from your sustained attention. Baseball rewards attention, life rewards attention. This understanding of baseball uncannily describes Spencer Bortone. Hardworking, dedicated, and dependable. Qualities so important to success, and Spencer already seems to have figured out how to cover the bases. He understands that to get results, you have to put in the time and effort, that through hard work and dedication, results are achieved. Coach Larkham commented that Spencer always puts extra time before, after, and in the off-season to work on his skills. This characteristic is deeply embedded in Spencer's core and is evident both on and off the field. He is not afraid of hard work. He studies, takes notes, works in groups, asks questions, anything needed to master the topic or play. Spencer will put in the effort and do it. Baseball ushers in spring and closes out fall. We can rely on the feeling we get walking through the tunnel at Fenway, stepping up to the plate, or hearing the crack of the bat. Baseball is there for us, as Spencer is there for others, whether that's his teammates, classmates, or his community. He has been a staple in Key Club for several years. Early on, he was one of the only guys. I believe dedication to service encouraged others to join. Spencer is always willing to help out or fill in when needed. Just as we can depend on baseball to be there, we can depend on Spencer to be there too. Teammates commented on Spencer's ability to focus the team's energy on the game. The same can be said in the classroom. He is a leader and role model and carries himself with class. If people follow Spencer's lead, I'm sure they'll become better students, better people, better teammates. If he's helpful and kind, but also has the integrity and grit needed to get results. Spencer is definitely in a league of their own, a league of his own. Spencer is definitely in a league of his own. One of Spencer's favorite players, Mike Trout, said, "Keep your head on the ball. You've got to hit it first, then look where it goes." People get in trouble where they look for where the ball's going and they haven't even hit it yet. Spencer, I think you've hit the ball out of the park. Congrats and good luck.
Seeing Miss Ladd is easily the best part of my day. She's not only an amazing teacher, but a really incredible, genuine friend. She laughs at all my terrible puns, even if it is just a pity laugh. And come on, how often do you meet someone that loves scarves and chickens as much as you do?
Okay, so I'm going to start by reading a little excerpt from Being Peace by Thich Nhat Hanh. The French language has the word comprendre, which means to understand, to know, to comprehend. Com means to be one, to be together, and prendre means to take or grasp. To understand something is to take that thing up and to be one with it. The Indians have a wonderful example. If a grain of salt would like to measure the degree of saltiness of the ocean, to have a perception of the saltiness of the ocean, it drops itself into the ocean and becomes one with it. And with the perception is perfect. Nowadays, nuclear physicists have begun to feel the same way. When they get deeply into the world of subatomic particles, they see their mind in it. An electron is first of all your concept of the electron. The object of your study is no longer separated from your mind. Your mind is very much in it. Modern physicists think that the word observer is no longer valid because an observer is distinct from the object he observes. They have discovered that if you retain that kind of distinction, you cannot go very far in subatomic nuclear science. So they have proposed the word participant. You are not an observer, you are a participant. Annie, you are a participant through and through. You have the much coveted and seldom found ideal combination of a thoroughly accessed left and right side of your brain. You see everything as a piece of the puzzle and can envision your place, your role in all of it. You have the ability to see minute detail and the distinctions between details. You can make complex patterns and connections. You can follow a linear progression, but also forge an abstract path. You are introspective and critical, while also being compassionate, supportive, and caring. You are surely one of the most talented students I've known in 15 years of teaching. There's a creative aspect to the way you approach life that is only possible for those who have nurtured an artistic soul. There's no way to separate Annie the scientist, or Annie the thespian, or Annie the chicken whisperer from Annie the artist. You are always all of these things. I think I can count on one hand the times I've heard you say something not nice about someone else. That's rare these days. In addition to one of the most talented students I know, you're also one of the most kind and empathetic. I've appreciated that more than you can ever know. I will miss your love of superheroes, birds, puns, classic rock, chemistry, unrivaled set of scarves, and the adorable cards you designed for everyone that I get to see in the making. You have been an inspiration to all, including me. Thank you for all your hard work, respect, and good listening skills. You've been a gift. Now go and fly away.
Mr. Bryant, though I have only known him for a few short months, has been a role model to me. His wit, sarcasm, and his intelligence is certainly something I can admire. He is someone I can not only look up to, but I can joke with and learn from. He has definitely had one of the greatest impacts on me at Sanborn.
Bella Dunham, how can I say this? Bella has a great personality, and although I don't have her for any academic classes, we worked together fairly closely on the yearbook this year over the last 4 or 5 months since I've arrived at the school. And all I can say is she's a delight. She's just a wonderful person to be around, a personality that just exudes confidence and positivity. And, I'm wishing her well as she moves forward. And I'm touched that, she would have me speak for her.
I've had Mr. Konen for 2 years now, and he's always helped me to fully understand the math and calculus from his class that I know will be very useful for my future.
All right, first I'd like to start out congratulating the class of 2016. Rose was in my class for Calc Honors and Pre-Calc Honors. She was an amazing student in Pre-Calc, and she's proving to be just as amazing in Calculus Honors this year. If by chance Rose didn't understand something in class, she had her support team of Spencer, Bella, and Tyler to ask questions for her so she could understand the material better. I understand Rose is wanting to be a nurse. And if I'm ever in the hospital and I see Rose as the nurse on my floor, I'll know I'm in the best hands that hospital has to offer. Rose, congratulations, and all my best to you in the future.
Scott is one of the few people I know that is always excited to run, which is strange enough as it is, and willing to help you with anything you need. He helps me to improve while reminding me to have fun with what I'm doing.
I've been lucky enough to coach Christian over the past 4 years in indoor and outdoor track, and he's one of the most focused and dedicated kids that I've had the opportunity to work with. He talked to me freshman year. I'm not sure if he'll remember this, but I remember him telling me that he didn't just want to be good. he wanted to be great. I'm like, okay, I can work with this. A lot of kids talk about wanting to do all these great things and break records, and they don't realize the hard work that's involved and that goes into getting to that point. And in that way, he's different from a lot of the kids that I've coached over the years. And don't get me wrong, at the same point, he complains and whines just as much as anyone else, but he's still willing to put the work in. So obviously that work ethic doesn't end at track practice. It carries over into everything the kid does, and he is going to be successful. I'm really going to miss his leadership and his bro science jokes next year, but I'm really excited to see where the future is going to take him. So congratulations, Christian.
Evan Chizovsky is a teacher that I will never forget. There's never been a moment where he went easy on me or did anything rather than push me to be my best, whether it was in theater, the classroom, or in life. I'd like to thank him for always believing in me and inspiring me to succeed in everything I do.
I first met Carly at the end of her freshman year. She ran up to me and she said, "Hi, I'm Carly. I'm going to be a star in your plays." And I didn't realize at the time that she was speaking the truth. She was just maybe a little bit too bubbly for my liking at that moment. But I'm so glad that she did come up and audition for the plays, because she has been cast as the lead role in just about everything that we've done. What a fantastic presence on stage as a dramatic artist, as a comedian, as a singer, as a dancer. I'm just privileged to work with her. In fact, as testament to what she's saying, you can see this was in the Carriagetown News. There she is on the front page. It says rave reviews. So it begins. So it begins. This is not the last time we will see Carly on the front page of something talking about her talents. However, it's also great working with her as president of the drama club. If you want something done, you go to Carly, and that's what she says. I will get it done, and you can count on her every time. In class, what a smart student to work with. Again, been a privilege, Carly. I will miss you next year. Good luck in all of your stage work, and I can't wait to go to a Broadway show and see you up there on stage. Take care.
Mr. Smith is not only a great teacher, but a great overall person. He has showed me to always have a positive attitude and to never be afraid to challenge myself.
Good evening, honor students, parents, friends, and colleagues. It is an honor and my pleasure to be here tonight to introduce you to Tina Greenwood. I can remember her as a sophomore in my biology class. She was enthusiastic, courteous, and always liked to help people. She helped to run the food pantry for the ending the 68 hours of hunger. We found a common ground as she was very interested and knowledgeable about the new advances taking place in genetics. Tina kept quite busy here at Sanborn. She was in the band and became its president. She was a member of the Key Club. Yay, Miss Wheeler. She was an honor student all 3.5 years while here at Sanborn, and a member of the National Honor Society. Yay, Mrs. DeAngelis. 3.5 years? Yes, that's right, she graduated early and is attending Northern Essex Community College to get her general education requirements filled before she goes into the nursing program at Regis College in Weston, Mass. How did this happen? While at Sanborn, she got her licensed nurse assistant certification and did an internship at Riverwood Nursing Home. Yay, Mrs. Levitt and Mrs. Kerry. Thank you.
Miss Ladd has been an influence in my life since freshman year. She is always there if I need help with art or if I need someone to talk to about my day. Not only is Miss Ladd my art teacher, she is a role model and a friend.
I'm going to start by reading a passage from The Icarus Deception by Seth Godin. Just south of the Greek island of Samos lies the Icaran Sea, Legend has it that this is where Icarus died, a victim of his hubris. His father, Daedalus, was a master craftsman, banished to prison for sabotaging the work of King Minos, captor of the Minotaur. Daedalus created a brilliant escape plot, described in the myth that we were told as children. He fashioned a set of wings for himself and his son. After affixing the wings with wax, they set out to escape. Daedalus warned Icarus not to fly too close to the sun. Entranced by his magical ability to fly, Icarus disobeyed and flew too high. We all know what happened next. The wax melted and Icarus, the beloved son, lost his wings, tumbled into the sea, and died. The lesson of this myth: don't disobey the king, don't disobey your dad, don't imagine that you're better than you are, and most of all, don't ever believe that you have the ability to do what a god might do. The part of the myth that you weren't told, in addition to telling Icarus not to fly too high, Daedalus instructed his son not to fly too low, too close to the sea, because the water would ruin the lift in his wings. Society has altered the myth, encouraging us to forget the part about the sea and created a culture where we constantly remind one another about the dangers of standing up, standing out, and making a ruckus. Industrialists have made hubris a cardinal sin, but conveniently ignored a far more common failing: settling for too little. Jacqueline, you are the definition of ruckus, and I love that you don't ever apologize for it. You shouldn't, ever. You're quite possibly one of the most genuine people I know, and I'm not saying that because people say you and I are so alike. I love that I never know what Jacqueline I get on any given day. Whether it's sad, ecstatic, angry, excited, or anxious, you never hide anything. You put everything out there all the time. You are not afraid to fly too close to the sun. If your wings melt, you make a new pair, and you get right back up there. But the thing I admire most is your ability to help everyone and gain respect. The freshmen in my class worship the ground you walk on. They see your devotion to art, your talent, persistence, and willingness to try anything, and it reminds them to not conform. That standing up and standing out is awesome and powerful. I will miss your high-pitched screeches, long-winded stories, loud, slightly off-key singing, and your boisterous laugh. You are ready, ready to leave, ready to be more, and ready to take on the world. Never lose your fearlessness and confidence.
For my junior and senior year, I was lucky to have Miss DeAngelis as my Spanish teacher. Miss DeAngelis is someone that I look up to. With her positive attitude and upbeat personality, she inspires and pushes me to be the best that I can be. Miss DeAngelis, you are someone that I will always remember because you were not just a teacher, you were someone that touched my heart.
Why won't this loop? Why can't I get the PowerPoint to loop? Brian, how do I get the PowerPoint of Jillian Spiro to loop?
Candace, just hit the loop button.
It never works for me. I wish Jillian were here. She knows how to Google how to loop PowerPoints.
Hi, I'm Candace's sister Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am Jillian's sister, and I do not eat butter.
Hi, I'm Candace's mom. When Candace was a little girl, she used to steal butter and eat it in the closet.
Hi, I am Jillian Spiro's mom, and this is her butter story. One day, I walked past her room and noticed a yellow container underneath her bed. When I went to get it, it was an empty container of squeezed butter. About a week later, I was walking past again and noticed a yellow container under her desk. This time, it was a container of butter. When I opened it, there were tiny finger grooves in the butter, which Jillian had been eating.
So if you haven't figured it out yet, Jillian and I are basically the same person. So Jillian, take a long, hard look. This is your future. One other thing, Jillian and I also used to drive the same car. I mean, we're like a match made in heaven. But in all seriousness, Jillian, I am so proud of everything you've accomplished. Your grace, your intelligence, your self-motivation, determination, humor, your ability to make light of every situation. It's admirable and amazing. I am so excited to see everything you are going to accomplish. And I look forward to getting together with you in the future and just talking about some of those awesome things. Good luck, honey.
Miss Kelly is an amazing teacher and mentor who has continued to support me over the past 2 years. She has given me many opportunities to challenge myself and help me realize all that I can accomplish.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Kelly, and I teach biotechnology at the Seacoast School of Technology. And I met Kayla her junior year. She had signed up for the biotech program, and on the first day of Biotech 1, the class comes in, and something that had never happened before, I look around the room and I realize it's a class full of male students and Kayla. And I thought, oh my gosh, this poor girl, how is she going to manage this? But in true Kayla fashion, it was never an issue. She is a leader, she's a strong woman, and this didn't faze her in the least. And all throughout the year, she was definitely that leader. With all of our research studies that we conducted independently or those that we partnered with at the University of New Hampshire, she was always the first one to grab the concepts and she could run with them. Incredibly impressive. And then Kayla was also one of the first students to participate in an internship at the University of New Hampshire. And she worked in a genetics lab with Dr. Subhash Manocha, where she conducted some research. And she also was an instructor for Project SMART, where she was teaching students from all over the world about biotechnology. So Kayla is definitely a trailblazer in many ways. And I've had the privilege of having her in my class this year for Biotechnology 2, and she continues to lead. And when I think of Kayla, she has a quiet grace about her, a dignity that you can't help but respond to. And students definitely respond to it. And I've been incredibly impressed knowing Kayla for these 2 years. And we've been so fortunate in New Hampshire to have her here, and Iowa State is incredibly lucky to get her. So good luck, Kayla.
Being my advisor for the past 2 years, Mr. Corkery has helped me on several occasions. It has been a stressful year due to college applications and scholarships, and being an English teacher, he has been a huge help with writing my essays.
Hello, I am proud to be representing Taylor Kay here tonight at the Honors Dinner, and I've only been her advisor for the last just over a year. I started in January of last year, and I've been her advisor and have sort of been with her for FLT, focused learning time, that is, for that time period. And I'm assuming that she chose me because she feels well advised up until this time. She'll be heading off to college very soon, and I can honestly say that she has done a phenomenal job at coming to me and asking questions, which isn't always easy to do. It's definitely something that students struggle with as they become adults, is becoming more independent and figuring out what they need and finding the people that can give them what they need. And she's done a great job coming to me during advisory to ask me questions about all subjects, and then just general stuff that I should know anyway as her advisor, but paperwork that needs to get in, especially with the craziness of senior year and scholarships and all that. And she's been tenacious about getting as much scholarship money as she can to help her out with college. She's really thinking ahead there, and she's utilized me as an English teacher very well for that. Asking me to look over everything. She always gets things done well before the deadline so that there's time for us to sit down and look it over and really get the best product out there. Same thing goes for a college essay. So I've seen very few students work as hard to revise their work, not for reassessment necessarily, for higher grade, but for just a better outcome. And I have a lot of good things to say about that. I'll keep it short. We'll leave it at that, Sanborn.
I consider Jeff a friend, a coach, and a mentor. For the past 4 years, he has provided me with the opportunity to coach alongside him in both travel basketball and travel baseball. During this time, he has not only mentored me, but has helped shape the athlete, the student, and the coach I have become. He is committed and dedicated to helping others, and I hope to follow in his footsteps someday. He has always shown me the same respect that he shows other adults and has always gone above and beyond to include me as if I'm a part of his family.
My name is Jeff Hiscox, and I've known Tyler Kilomonas for the last 5 years. I got to know Tyler through coaching youth sports. First coaching against Tyler, and then coaching with him after I asked Tyler to help with my AAU baseball and basketball teams. Tyler is a terrific young man, dedicated, smart, has great integrity, shows great calm under fire, and is mature beyond his years. Yet his biggest attribute as a coach, in my eyes, is his unique ability to connect with the kids that he coaches. This connection caused the kids that we coached to really look up to Tyler as a role model. All these attributes make Tyler a great leader and someone I know will be successful in whatever Tyler chooses to do. I've seen Tyler in many situations, but most memorable for me was 2 years ago when Tyler, myself, and one other coach took a 12-year-old baseball team to Cooperstown, New York to compete against 103 other teams from across the country. Not many 16-year-olds I know would want to give up a week of their summer to coach and to have to live with 12-year-olds in a stinky one-room dorm. But Tyler did it, and having Tyler part of the team made it much more memorable for all of us. Tyler was not only a great coach, he organized wiffle ball games, helped with the laundry runs, ran batting practice for us, and made sure everyone got to meet former Red Sox Trot Nixon, who was coaching a team from North Carolina and living in the dorm room next to us. I recently retired as CEO of a software company that had approximately 1,000 team members. Tyler is the exact type of person that I would look to recruit into our company. Being smart and dedicated is really important, but anytime you can find a leader that makes those around them better, that's the key ingredient to making your team the best. Tyler, I know your parents are really, really proud of you. I know the team and all the kids that we coached are really proud of you, and I'm proud of you as well. Tyler, best of luck next year pursuing your dreams at Shenandoah.
Vicki Perry-Gay has changed the way I look at high school sports. I have learned from her not only how to improve my skills in the sports I play, but how to better myself as a teammate and person. I appreciate Vicki and everything that she has done for me in my time at Sanborn.
Hey Kate, I'm sure you recognize this place. You've started many a day here, working very hard. This is also where you came as a young girl and watched your sisters play field hockey. I remember talking with you about the day you would be up here playing. It seems like yesterday. Where does the time go? This is a field where you've been making special things happen for 4 years. A long legacy of the Liberty girls came before you. However, you had dreams and good things happened. Is it true that they saved the best for last? You have taken this field many times, except this year you would not be denied. It was time to storm the castle and get the monkey off our back of letting Hopkinton end our season. No way. Kate, I've watched you grow up hanging around the athletic arenas of Sanborn, waiting for your turn. You have worked very hard and achievement happened. Your tenure has been tremendous. A 3-sport athlete, 12 seasons, academic scholar, student council, tutoring, a major part in getting Life of an Athlete established and involved in many school clubs and activities. You have taken advantage of every opportunity Sanborn has offered. You're involved in school event, and thanks to your family, I might be able to lose a few pounds now that those fried Oreos won't be around. Boy, those were good. You are a competitor. You always bring your best to the playing field and classroom. This determination transitions into a strong leader. I remember several times we had our little chats when I'd asked you to take on roles of motivating teammates, defending a top opponent, or changing your position to make our team stronger. You would always rise to the occasion. Kate, you have believed in yourself and success has happened. There are no limits but the ones we put on ourselves. Continue on that journey with determination and drive, and you will make changes and experience triumph. Kate, life hands us many challenges as we navigate through the years. Having a strong, supportive family sure lightens the load. Over the past 4 years, I can't remember a game there has not been at least one family member there cheering you on, no matter how far you have traveled. When you are handed a season-ending and maybe high school career-ending injury, you were immediately scooped up by your dad to get the diagnosis. This was a mentally tough blow. Nevertheless, you persevered and fought to get yourself healthy again and back out on the field. Kate, you have definitely created your own footprints at Sanborn. I have been blessed and honored to have been part of your journey. I am thrilled to be included in this special night, and you have given so much to me and added to my life. I will miss you. Thanks, and don't forget to come back and give back. Good luck at UNH. They're lucky to have you. Be happy.
Mr. Hurley is someone who has never let me be just an average student. From the very beginning, he urged me to expand my knowledge and to push myself in all settings. He is not only a great teacher, but an incredible mentor. Thank you for everything, Mr. Hurley. I'll never forget all that you did for me.
I am very honored to speak on behalf of Victoria LeBlanc tonight. Vicki is one of Sanborn's all-time great leaders and students. She definitely lived up to that in both my AP courses and as a member of Youth and Government program. Some of the best parts of my days over the past 2 years has been working with her. She's one of the friendliest and funniest students I know. She's a remarkable student that I will miss greatly. Vicki is off to Endicott College in the fall. I'm confident she will leave the same kind of lasting impression there that she leaves here at Sanborn. Thank you for asking me to speak tonight. I wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to hearing about all your future successes in school and in a career. Thanks again.
The opportunities and guidance offered by Evan is something for which I will be forever grateful. His insightful feedback and encouragement helped give me the confidence to follow a path that is often uncertain, but he understood that is the path I am most passionate about. He has been an integral part in helping to shape me not only as a writer, but also a person. Thank you, Evan.
One of my first encounters with Noah in the theater was when I saw him on stage playing the puppeteer for Toto. He was walking around in a black costume, holding up a Toto dog for the Wizard of Oz, just sort of dangling him there. And I thought, my God, if this kid can walk around on stage in this black suit, playing the puppeteer for Toto, he is incredibly brave. So what can I cast him in? So then I proceeded to cast him into all these different roles where he had all kinds of different accents, from a German accent to an Irish accent, one play with 5 accents. I even asked him to dye his hair at one point to look like this, which he refuses to ever go back to, with good reason probably. But thank you, Noah, for doing that. But Noah's even braver than that, because as a writer, he puts himself into a lot of his writing. And some of it is very personal and really incredible. And we went to a theater festival this year where at the end of the play that he wrote, which is amazing, writing and directing as a student and acting, I just am in awe. But he wrote this play where at the end he had a sign, and the sign was advertising, come to the LGBT meeting. And one of the characters rips the sign down. And underneath that sign it says, you've just committed a hate crime. And the entire audience got up out of their seats and was cheering for that. And when you can elicit that kind of emotion in your own peers, it gives me hope for the future, Noah. So, well done, incredible, you have great things ahead. It's been a pleasure to work with you. Good luck.
Mr. Moore has had such an impact on my overall life. He has taught me that it's okay to just go with the flow because not everything has to be planned to the T. There's no point in having perfection present in your life if there's a lack of happiness. So thank you, Mr. Moore, for showing me the bigger picture of life, which is finding those things that make you happy and sticking to them.
Hi everybody, here to talk about Emma Nofsker. I met Emma a few years back in Miss Waite's math class. She is probably one of the most motivated students I've ever met here at Sanborn. So strong-willed, Huge work ethic, the best work ethic of a student I've ever met. She's probably already making more money than I am, and she hasn't even graduated, technically, high school yet. Just an amazing human being, works so hard at everything she does, everything that she gets in front of her, she just puts 110% in. Just an amazing human being. Definitely going to miss her next year, and I wish her the best of luck up in Maine, and I hope we stay true friends for years to come. Good luck, Emma.
Ms. Lang went out of her way to help every student she came in contact with. She taught her team hard work, discipline, and patience. Thank you, Ms. Lang, for all that you do.
Congratulations, seniors. I'm proud to be here talking about Jenna Nofsker and the years that we shared together as a coach and as her teacher. One of the biggest things that I have learned from Jenna as a student athlete is her determination and her dedication, as well as her patience. That's one of the biggest virtues that people need to have. And if it's one thing that I take away from learning something from Jenna is patience. And I know, Jenna, you know what I'm talking about. Also, as a student athlete here, you represented more than just being an athlete, but as a dedicated student. And one of the biggest things that comes to mind is when you helped another student in my class achieve the goal to pass the class and pass the competencies. And that will forever stay with me as a very memorable moment for seeing a student grow in the past 4 years in front of my eyes, from being a young freshman to a young, mature female student athlete. And I'm so very proud to be part of this and to be part of your achievements. And I just want you to know I wish you the very best, and thank you for everything, because you have taught me a lot as a person and as a human being. And I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Mr. Moore has had a positive impact on me since sophomore year when I took his digital fine arts class. To me, he is not only a teacher, but a friend. He encourages me to get over my fears, and he always inspires me to do what I love.
Hi everybody, here to talk about Kelly O'Brien. I met Kelly back her sophomore year. Had an immediate connection with her because her and I just really appreciate music and photography. Kelly's an amazing musician. She has a voice of an angel. Played the talent show with her this year. She's an amazing individual, a beautiful human being. I'm going to miss her crazy next year, not having her. But I just want to say best of luck to you, Kelly, in your future endeavors, and I hope we stay friends forever.
This past year, Mr. Smith has showed me how to be very passionate about something. For him, it is biology, but for me, it is nursing. I want to thank him for all that he has taught me in biology this year. It is going to be a vital part of my college experience. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Good evening, honors students, parents, friends, and colleagues. It is an honor and my pleasure to be here tonight to introduce to you Ellery Rasmussen. To say that Ellery is quiet is really an understatement. In our advanced placement biology class, I have actually heard her speak. She is an amazing young woman. She always tries her hardest, and it shows. She has taken many honors in advanced placement classes because she loves the challenge and has always maintained a high grade point average. She works out to keep in shape both mentally, physically, And yes, she's a great athlete. She plays soccer, basketball, and softball. I think she really loves softball, though. She worked hard and made it to the Final Four in the softball this past season. She has college coaches coming to watch her play. That is pretty impressive. All in all, she is organized, courteous, kind, and helpful. It is no wonder that she is going to pursue a career in nursing. The real good news is she has been accepted in the nursing program at Regis College in Weston, Mass. Good luck, Ellery.
Madame has a rare ability to see the world as a complex system and recognize small details that others would ignore. Ultimately, I credit her for the way I look at the world today because she has increased my general knowledge and cultural literacy so much over the past 4 years.
When PJ asked me to be her guest at the senior dinner, it was exactly as you could imagine. It was funny, awkward, endearing, and touching. Everything that PJ does has at least one of those qualities, plus many more. I've been fortunate to see PJ grow as a person over the last 4 years in French class, and she's truly a remarkable young woman. If you haven't had the pleasure of knowing PJ or spending time with her, here are some other ways to describe her in no particular order. Beyond brilliant, colossally clumsy, deeply determined, exceedingly empathetic, incredibly inquisitive, massively motivated, spontaneously silly, tremendously thoughtful. She's the quintessential student. She's a voracious and vivacious learner in addition to all of the athletic endeavors. I'm always in awe of students who can do all the things that she does and do it well. There just aren't enough words to describe who and what she is. Nothing I can say will do PJ justice here tonight. I stand in her shadow. So rather than continue, I'll share a haiku. Catching, throwing balls, intellectual champion. Brandeis, here she comes.
With the very short time that Mr. Bryant was here, he has taught me a lot that I can take with me past high school. He has taught me about financial decision making that I can now use for the rest of my life, and it was a pleasure to have him as my financial skills teacher.
So what can be said about Sophie Smith? Sophie's a student that accepts all the challenges, works diligently to make sure that everything's done the correct way, and you know, it's a teacher's dream. If you could have 25 Sophie Smiths in the room, I think you'd be a fortunate teacher. So do I have high hopes for Sophie? Yeah, as she moves on to St. Anselm's, I believe she will excel.
I have had the pleasure of having Miss Peterson as my math teacher this school year. Throughout the year, she has pushed me towards success so I will be able to achieve my goals. She may not realize how much I look up to her and how much she has impacted me this year. She is definitely someone I will never forget.
Okay. Erin is just an outstanding student. She works so hard, she always participates, and she really shows an interest in whatever she's learning. Also, she's the most meticulous student that I've ever had. If anyone knows Erin, they know that her handwriting is perfect and every other detail of her work is always perfect. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm also extremely neat and organized. So Erin's perfectly written out pre-calc assignments and assessments obviously make my day. In addition to being a great student, Erin is also a really great, caring person. She and some other students even came to visit me when I was in the hospital this year. It's not every year that you get students like that. I consider myself very lucky to have had Erin as a student. I'll miss her next year, but I know that she's going to do great at St. A's, both as a student and as an athlete. Erin definitely has a bright future ahead of her, and I wish her the best of luck.
Ms. Pouliot has believed in me since day one. She has made such a positive impact on me because I can go to her for anything, and she always listens and provides me with guidance and support. She accepts me and my sense of humor, and I've had the pleasure of having her as my school guidance counselor throughout my high school years.
So as everybody knows, school counselors really get to know the bad kids on their caseload very well. And over these 4 years, I've gotten to know Lauren Welch extremely well because she is such a troublemaker. We even got her this special internship this year in the school counseling department so we could keep a better eye on her. Even with that, she's been teasing Mrs. Fall about her hair weave, giving Mrs. Katina information that's been wrong on purpose, and giving Mrs. Rooney a hard time about how messy she keeps the office. Can you believe it? Recently, she's actually even gone a little crazy with the label maker, and also has this thing with the paper folding machine. It's a little inappropriate. It's going constantly, even when there is no paper that needs to be folded. All kidding aside, it's been a pleasure and an honor to get to know Lauren these 4 years. She is so brave, she is such a kind person, and she is such a hard worker. Her fantastic sense of humor and her beautiful heart will help her overcome any challenge she faces in this world. Lauren, you should be so amazingly proud of yourself. I know your parents are. You are a strong and resourceful woman. Never underestimate whatever you're going to be able to accomplish. You are a fantastic person. I am so lucky that your last name started with W. Otherwise, if you were Lauren Elch, you would have been on Dr. Lennox's caseload, and where would we have been then? Seriously, I'm going to miss you something fierce. You better come back and tell me all of the wonderful things that you're doing in your life. Best of luck out there, and you go get them, girlfriend.